One of the main reasons most people can't save money is because they don't think before they spend it. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 things that you can do right now to save money. And stick around because this is the first of a 3-part series on saving money. At the end of this series, if you watch the whole thing, you'll have more ideas for saving money than you know what to do with. Stick around, you don't want to miss any of this. Welcome, I'm Amy, and here at Frugal Over 50, I give you tips and tools for frugal living, all personally tested by me. Let's get right to these 7 ways that you can save money, the first in our 3-part series. Number 1, that's right, think before you spend. Now you may think that you do this, but you may not. Let me give you an example from my own life very recently. I bake bread every single week, and every single week I look at my loaf pan and I think, oh, it's not very fancy, I could have a better one. And so I went to Target online and I put 2 loaf pans in my cart. And then I thought, and here's what I thought, I'm going to be moving soon. Sometime in the next year, I'm going to be moving 3,000 miles across the ocean. Are these 2 bread pans that I want to take with me, or are they bread pans I will have to dispose of? And then I thought, I do not wish to do either thing. I don't need those bread pans. I had to stop and think and then realize in this circumstance, right now, I don't need those bread pans. But that was $14. $14 is nothing, right? Well, for some of us, it's a whole lot. For some of us, it's a week's groceries. For other people, it's just the mindset. But however you do this, think before you spend. Number 2, do a savings challenge. A savings challenge is where you save X amount of dollars every week for X period of time. These are very popular, especially at the beginning of the year, but really anytime. You can designate an amount of your choice, you can designate a time frame of your choice, and off you go. And I have a question for you. Would you like to do a Frugal Over 50 Community Savings Challenge? If so, let me know down below in the comments. I actually did have somebody ask about this. Would you like to join in? Because I'm thinking it might be fun to start a savings challenge. How long would you like to do it? How would we decide how much money to put aside? Is it going to be individual and we just report to each other on it? I'd love to try it. What do you think? Tell me down below. Number 3, review last year's expenses and cut out anything that you don't need and reduce wherever you can. I can give you an example here. Over the last 2 years, every single year about this time, I go back and I review my grocery budget. I review how much I allocate, and I review how much I have spent. And every year for the last 2 years, or actually this is the 3rd year now, I am reducing my grocery budget. But let me give you a little secret. I've already had a chat with a couple of you about this in the comments on some earlier videos. I eat better than before. I cook better than before. I have less waste than before. This has been a gradual process. If you had told me 3 years ago that I would be spending what I'm spending today on groceries, I would have said, it's not possible, I can't do it. But today I'm looking to cut back even more. So if you think, oh, I can't get to where I want to be, that's okay. Don't get to where you want to be, but take the next step. What can you do right now to reduce expenses in important categories where you have some flexibility and where you could make some changes and make a little bit this year, make a little bit next year, and make a little bit the next year, and make it a habit that every year you're going to review your expenses and get rid of the ones that don't need to happen and then reduce any that you can. If you're getting value out of this video so far, would you give it a like, please? If you're brand new here, welcome, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'd love to see you again. If you're a longtime supporter and you'd like to support the growth of the channel, click the link for Buy Me a Coffee and all the proceeds will go to the growth of the channel. Let's get back to the tips. Number 4, my favorite one. If I ever leave it out of a video, you all need to call me on it. Budget. Whether you call it a budget or a spending plan, you need to budget. I have a whole series called You Need a Budget, and I have another series called Budget. I'm going to link the one on budgeting up above, and the You Need a Budget referral link is down below. However you track your spending, however you plan your spending, whatever it is that you do, this is the time to tighten it up, refine it, look at it, review it, make sure that it works for you. And you know what? If your budget doesn't work for you, do something different. Don't give up on budgeting entirely just because what you are doing right now isn't meeting your needs. If it's not meeting your needs, do something different. Try a different budgeting plan. Try a different method. There are so many plans available, and you have not failed if you are not budgeting successfully. You just need to try again. Number 5, save everywhere you can. Make it a mindset shift that every opportunity you have to save, you're going to take it. And sometimes it will work out great, and sometimes it won't. Let me refer you to the bread pan incident of 2021 that I talked about earlier in this video. It was a great idea for me to save that $14. That $14 is now available for other things, including, say, putting it into my moving fund. There are all kinds of things that you can do to just save a little bit here and a little bit there, and every time you save just a little bit, you are empowering yourself on your frugal living journey and on your money saving journey. This also helps you to determine when it is that you actually need to spend a little money. For example, I recently pulled out an old tripod that I thought I could make use of in making my videos a little bit better. I thought, I don't want to go buy a tripod, I have a tripod. Well, I set it up, and after, I kid you not, putting in a paper clip to hold it together, and also a little tape thing, I realized if it's being held together with paper clips and tape and it still dropped my phone, it's probably okay for me to take some of the money that I had set aside for tripods and go ahead and buy that tripod. So I'm not asking you to do things that don't work for you, but I am asking you to change your mindset so that every time you have a chance to save something, you first of all save it, and second of all, pat yourself on the back and identify that $14 or that $20 or that 25 cents that you just saved. Number 6, this is a great time of year to do this one. Adjust your paycheck withholding. Every accountant will tell you that your goal is that by April 15th, you don't have to pay taxes and you don't get a refund. Everything should zero out. This is a game for some financial people, but for most of us, we just want to get to where we don't owe anything and we don't get too much back, because if you can keep it in your account throughout the year, you can save it, you can invest it, you can make needed purchases. Now, I'll confess here that although I say that these tips and tools are all personally tested by me, I have never gotten to zero on April 15th, and I've always been very relieved if I get a refund. And so I understand if that's your situation. I also understand if you're in the sort of life and profession and world where you are going to always end up paying taxes. But for the most part, if we can review this and get it in balance as much as possible, it will put us ahead in our savings game. Number 7, live more simply. Don't ask for the latest things. Don't keep everything. Declutter, live minimally, keep everything clean, keep everything very simple. Remember that when you save money by not buying something, when you save money by fixing something, when you save money by really examining your house and using everything you have as a resource, you're saving your money and you're saving the environment and you're making a huge difference in the world. It may seem like a small thing, it may seem like a very personal thing, but the impact is huge and it's positive. So live simply. Make your life less complicated this year. Make it more simple. Simplify your house, simplify your car, simplify your shopping, simplify your relationships, simplify your job. When you simplify, you're not overcomplicating to the point where you end up shopping to just feel better. You'll feel more at peace. And when you feel more at peace, you're more ready to save money, because when we're at peace, we're not afraid. And when we're not afraid, we can just hang on to things and we don't have to reach out and grab for more. Live simply. Are you looking for more? Well, there are 2 more videos in this series, and I want you to watch my 21 frugal living tips for 2021. You don't want to miss any of this. I'm so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.